everyone, Mrs. Ivester here again, and as you can tell by what's behind me, I am reading to you today from our library. This is going to be my last read aloud video that I do for you all, and I'm really excited to get to do it from this space. It feels like a good closure for the year, and I'm really excited to get to continue to read the story to you. That is an OBOB book for next year. I don't know what OBOB is going to look like yet for our next season, but I do know that the books are awesome. I'm really enjoying reading them, and so let's continue reading Bob together. We are in chapter 3, and Livy just ran back upstairs to spend some more time with the zombie in the closet, and she's pretending to enjoy reading some of her mom's books from when her mom was a kid, but I think she's going to put her book down and continue spending time with Bob. "What," he asks, "is that horrible noise? Close the door." I tell him it is only the baby doing her middle of the night crying. "Is it the middle of the night?" he asks. It doesn't feel like the middle of the night, though I admit a closet is not the best place to decide what time it is. There is a certain timelessness to closets, this one anyway. "It's the middle of the night in Massachusetts," I tell him. "Gran's house is 14 hours ahead of Massachusetts time." "Well," he says, "I guess your baby must be very good at math, but I wish you would make her stop." "It's annoying, but it's her job," I tell him, "and she's not my baby." Although I did name her. Mom and Dad let me because they read a book that said it might help with my adjustment to being a big sister. I have no idea why I named her Beth Ann. They probably should have named her themselves. Downstairs, the phone starts ringing. Gran Nicholas has a really loud phone because her hearing isn't so great. You can see her phone ringing even when Beth Ann is crying. When I talk to Gran Nicholas on the phone at home, Mom always stands right behind me and tells me to speak up. And Gran always says, "Tell your mother I can hear you just fine. I've got my ears on." That's what she calls her hearing aids, her ears. I guess the phone was for Mom because now she's yelling into it and laughing. My mom hasn't seen her friends in 5 years, I tell the zombie. He looks up. "Me neither." "Do you have friends?" I ask him. "Friends like you?" "That," he says, "is what we're trying to find out. Remember?" I'm tired of saying everything I don't remember. Instead, I point to his foot, the one inside the chicken suit. "Can you wiggle it?" I think so. I see the bottom of the chicken suit move, and one feather flutters off. He sneezes. "Take the suit off," I say. "I bet your foot's totally fine." "No," he says quickly. "I'm not in the mood." "You're scared." "I'm not scared, I just don't feel like it." What kind of zombie gets scared about taking off a chicken suit? I thought zombies were strong and powerful. "Are they?" He looks up at me. You really never met another zombie." He shakes his head. "But what about your parents?" He's quiet now, concentrating on attaching the little plastic monkey to the pirate ship's main sail. "2 hands," he tells the monkey. "We don't want you to fall off and get lost, like poor Mr. Parrot." This zombie has definitely spent too much time alone. "You don't have parents?" I ask. He rolls his eyes. "We've been over this," he says. "No parents that I know of. No idea who I am. No idea why I was mixed up with your Gran's chickens. No idea where I came from or how to get back." "Then how do you know you're a zombie in the first place?" "The same way I know a lot of things. You told me." "Me? You mean before? When I was 5? I didn't know anything." I blink a few times and take a long look at him. Why did I even think he was a zombie when I opened the closet door this morning? He's green and his clothes are kind of ratty, but does that make him a zombie? I'm pretty sure the 5-year-old me was more confused than the both of us. "Listen," I say, "what if you're not a zombie?" "I am a zombie. I know I am. That's why I don't need to eat or sleep much. And that's why I'm so careful about my parts falling off." "But have any parts fallen off? Ever?" He glances at the foot inside the chicken suit. "I'm not sure." "Hold out your hand." He holds out one hand. Look, I say, 5 fingers. He wiggles them. But how do you know how many I started with? Maybe I had 6. Maybe I had 8. I shake my head. Take that foot out of the chicken suit. I bet you $100 it's still attached. He hugs the ratty-looking orange cloth to his body. No. This kind of reminds me of the time Susanna Hopewell kicked me in the face with her soccer cleats. Not on purpose. We were both going after the ball. I tripped and rolled, and the bottom of her shoe scraped the whole side of my face. I covered my cheek with both hands and wouldn't let anyone look. I was too afraid of what they might see. Finally, Dad blocked the door to the field house bathroom so I could look in the mirror by myself. There was a big gash next to my ear, but it wasn't as bad as what I had been imagining. I got 14 stitches, and Mom bought me a bag of candy corn almost as big as my backpack. Do you want to look at it by yourself? I ask him. He grunts and says, if I wanted to look at it by myself, don't you think I would have done it by now? I have an idea. I point at the huge dictionary. Let's look up zombie and see if you match the definition. He looks worried. But what if I'm not a zombie? What happens then? If you're not a zombie, then your foot is still connected to your body. That would be good news, right? He thinks and then nods. He puts 2 hands on the dictionary and pushes it along the floor, out of the closet to where I'm standing. I sit on the rug, open the dictionary to A, then wish I'd started at the back. I have to move the pages in big clumps with both hands. The probably not really a zombie waits patiently. I get to Z and trail my finger down the pages like I've seen Dad do. I move past zest, past zodiac, and land on zombie. We lean in together and read the definition. Now we're on to chapter 4, which is Bob. And it starts off with the definition of zombie from the dictionary. Zombie, noun, a dead body brought back to life. A dead body? We both jump away from the book. Livy trips on the rug and we fall into a heap. I'm not dead. I insist. My face pushed straight into the rug. I unscramble my legs and pick up the dictionary. It's not heavy for me. I flip to the D pages, which I already went through during my first year in the closet, after I taught myself how to read. I read aloud. Dead, adjective, lacking power to move, feel, respond, incapable of being stirred emotionally. You're definitely moving, she observes, even your foot. I stand up. I turn into a circle to prove her right. She reaches out and pinches that sensitive spot under my elbow. Ouch! You feel and respond, she says. I rub my arm. I'm very sensitive, I say, raising my chin. I've always been like that. Always? She asks. Because I thought you didn't know anything about yourself. I shake my head. I know I feel sad when Gran worries on the phone about missing the rain. I know I like salty snacks and avocados on toast and warm tea because you gave me that for breakfast last time. Only you called it brekkie, which is what Gran calls it, and we both agreed we like the sound of it. I also like pirates and the color orange, and I know my name, but that does not tell me where I came from or what I am. Can you please tell me your name, she begs. Is it Bertram? I shake my head. Do I look like a Bertram? Not really, she admits. Throckmorton? Lacken? I shake my head. She shrugs. I remember that's a common name for boys here in Australia. That you remember? Can't you just tell me? First you have to promise not to laugh. She makes an X over her heart. So I tell her, it's Bob. Her lips quiver at the corners, but she keeps her word and does not laugh. I know it's not a very exciting name for a zombie, but it's all I've got. You're not a zombie, though. You could be almost anything. I brighten. She's right. I think about the possibilities. I know I'm not human. Maybe I'm superhuman. Livy, I could be the Hulk or the Green Lantern. I just don't read the dictionary. Sometimes I read the superhero comic books on the top shelf that I have to stand on the dictionary to reach. I never thought I might be one of them before. Livy looks up and down at me. The color's right, but the Hulk needs to be angry before he turns green. Are you angry? Well, I'm still a little more ticked off about everything, but I'm not angry. I shake my head. Does the Green Lantern always wear a special ring? I look down at my bare hands and sigh. I guess I'm not the Green Lantern. Don't feel too bad, Livy says. Whatever you are, you're still pretty cool. I haven't gotten a compliment in a long time. 5 years to be exact. It feels nice. I want to tell her there are plenty of other superheroes I could be that are not green. But she is tapping the cover of the dictionary now. I wonder if there's a book where we can look up to see what you are instead of what you aren't. We both glance over at the bookshelf. Livy moves her hand along the edge of the books like she's looking for one in particular, but then she shakes her head. If there is, we don't have it, but we'll figure this out. A look crosses her face, a familiar look. She's concentrating. I like that look. All right, she says, facing me. First things first. I need you to tell me everything that happened when I was here last time. I open my mouth, but she holds up her hand. Not right now. My mother's gonna come up any minute to check on me. Can you hide again? If she sees you, she'll totally freak out. Maybe I'm like the invisible girl from the Fantastic Four, I say, stalling. I really don't want to get back in that closet. Maybe I can turn invisible, even though I'm not a girl. Can you? She asks, tapping her foot. I squeeze my eyes shut and practice being not seen. I open one eye. Well, can you see me? Yes, Bob, I can see you. She said my name, Bob. It makes me feel, well, seen and heard, like I'm a person, or whatever I am. I'm glad I'm not invisible after all. I hear her mother approaching the door. Uh-oh, with my super hearing, I should have known she was coming. I was too busy basking in the glow of hearing my name, the great and powerful Bob, the Bobster, his Bobness. Luckily, her mom stops for a second outside the door to knock. She's a very polite mom. Not that I know very many moms or any moms. I take the opportunity to fling myself back to the closet. What choice do I have? Livy sticks out her foot and pushes the closet door closed just as the bedroom door opens. My heart is beating really fast. Hey, that's more proof that I'm not dead. Dead things don't have heartbeats. Are you up for a walk, Olivia? Her mom asks. Let's go get some fresh air. Livy hesitates, but then, extra loud, she says, okay, let's go for a walk. She doesn't have to talk loud for my benefit. I have excellent hearing when I pay attention. I've learned most of what I know about the outside world from listening to Grand Nicholas's television through the closet wall. Like now I hear their feet moving across the carpet toward the door. Then one set stops. What's this? Her mother asks. That, says Livy. Oh, just some feathers I found in the closet, an old art project I must have started the last time I was here. Suddenly, I realize my elbow feels bare and breezy. I reach around, and sure enough, some of the feathers are missing from my chicken outfit. I feel wrong without them, like I'm not me. I hold my breath. I hope her mom doesn't take them. I'm glad you're remembering some things from last time, she tells Livy. It's always nice to return somewhere you've already made happy memories. Silence. Is she doing something with the feathers? What is she doing? I'm itching to peek outside, but there's no keyhole in the door. Because who would want to lock a closet? You can just leave those feathers on the bed, Livy finally says. Of course, her mother says. We can see the animals, and I'll show you the well I built when my dad and I was your age. You weren't allowed to go near it last time because you were too small. Her voice fades as they go down the stairs. The last thing I hear Livy saying, I don't remember to have to stay away from a well, but I do. I remember her making a wide circle around that well every time we went out in the backyard. She kept me far away from it too. She was good at looking out for me. When I hear the kitchen's back door slam shut downstairs, I fling open the closet and grab my feathers off the bed. I'm glad that my foot is not detached after all, because that would make it hard to run. I hold the feathers to my arm. I will have to ask Livy to bring me glue or sticky tape when she returns. Feeling like myself again, I snuggle down into my sleep corner for a nap. Every few months, I like to sleep for an hour or two. It relaxes me when I'm stressed. When I wake up, I can tell through the sliver of the space in the door frame that it's dark. I sit upright. That was a long nap. Livy didn't return all this time? Has she left me again? I throw open the door. Under the bedsheet is the unmistakable outline of my old friend. Unless she stuffed pillows in there to make it look like her. She told me she did that once at home and then snuck downstairs for an ice pop. I'd like to try an ice pop someday. I poke one small green finger at the lump in her bed. Snore. Phew, pillows don't snore, so that's a good sign. I turn back to the closet and nearly trip over the tray of baked beans, a bag of potato chips, an orange fizzy drink that is sitting right there. 3 new foods to try. Hurrah! The note taped to the side of the bag of chips says, Dear Bob, also known as the Not Zombie, I didn't want to wake you. Plus, I'm all jet-lagged and need to sleep. Strange word, jet-lagged, not sleep, which isn't that strange of a word at all. Anyway, I'm sorry again for the wait and for the forgetting. We will figure out what you are, I promise. Your friend Olivia, also known as Livy. I beam. I knew old Livy was still in there somewhere, even though new Livy might have forgotten her. I carefully peel the note off the chips and use the tape to stick the feathers back on. Then I settle down to my feast, wishing Livy was awake to share it with me. Humans are strange, sleeping half their lives away like that. Not that my life has been so exciting these past 5 years. The beans are excellent. And that takes us to chapter 5, which is titled Back to Livy. I hope you're enjoying this book. I am really excited to continue reading it, and I'm super excited that I got to do this read aloud from our school library today. I miss you all so much. I only wish you the best summer, and I really hope that you keep up all of your reading, and I can't wait to hear about it next year. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.